Hello and welcome to Wild Yatra. Today we are in a place called Kodiyakarai, Point Calimere National Park or Wildlife Sanctuary. This is in the southernmost tip of India. I mean, if you imagine the map of Tamil Nadu as a face and the nose point is what it is. We had evidenced a lot of birds and animals over here, fortunate enough to just to capture thousands of flamingos over there, and there are some wild horses. So continue to be with us to experience this. We have to actually travel from Vedaranya to this particular point. There is an island kind of setup which is in between Bay of Bengal and Palk Strait. You still have villages over there. You see people going, commuting, and on the right side if you go, then you have this bird sanctuary where we just entered. We saw a flock of flamingos flying over there, and it went far away and settled, so we couldn't get a decent close-up shot, but there were many spot-billed pelicans, painted stork, and numerous brahminicates. And these brahminicates have a peculiar pattern. They just hover on the opposite wind, effortlessly. They were just floating in the air and targeting for some fish, and they were hunting in the backwaters. It's a kind of a semi-arid land, and as I said, far away you have that thousands of flamingos. The migration has just started. We were fortunate enough, we were one of the first to see flamingos flying in. And also we have seen numerous water birds like painted storks, whimbrels, and many of the other coastal and water birds. I'm making this video a little longer because it looks like nobody knows this area. Unlike other areas where photographers and bird watchers flock, this is not that popular. So just to give that credit to that place and make it more popular, I am making it a longer. If you have seen these species, just skip to the next part of the video where you will see blackbucks and other animals. And while we were preparing to leave, another flock of flamingos came through. I didn't have time to take out the camera from the jeep, so I have to sit there and then in an angle, in an awkward profile, I have to shoot these flying flamingos. And this is a smaller cohort which went and then joined the mainstream flamingo flocks. Just very near to the flamingos, we had also almost about 500 painted stocks, and we got some wimbrels, some sandpipers, those kind of shorebirds as well. There are plenty of them which are just flocking around, sintering in the clay, and then taking some food and then enjoying. This is a Kentish plover, and we had black-bellied plover, little ring plover. There are variety of plovers which were there, and as I said, we had plenty of Brahminy kites. And these two are grown up, and there was one more juvenile which was sitting besides this. So after this, we started moving towards the wildlife sanctuary site. What you're seeing here is a lighthouse. They are kind of developing an infrastructure over there to give an experience for people who are visiting there. And there is indeed a safari jeep and then proper safari paths for you to embark. So what is they have written is Kodiyakarai Vana Vilangu Saranalaya, means Kodiyakarai Wildlife Sanctuary. And this is the Maruti EECO vehicle modified as a safari vehicle. The four of us are taking a journey. So the moment you enter, you start spotting black bucks over here. It was a surprise for me because I thought black bucks are there only in the Kutch region or Velbadar National Park. But we have plenty of black bucks over here. We found one dead. There is no natural predators for black bucks here. If at all it can be hunted, there are foxes which could kill a juvenile, a smaller one, but not such a grown up. Maybe they had some territorial fight or a takeover fight between males, and the skull of this black buck might have got broken. So it was dead. It was a fresh death because yesterday also they came, they couldn't find, so it might have happened in the night. So a good story unveiling over there, and we were just passing on in that path, and we figured out herds of black bugs. So one thing you might notice is black bug lives in kind of herds like lion. No, you have alpha male and you have several female and cubs. So see, this blackie is the alpha male here, and there is a separate bachelor camp where all the adolescent go there and then they get trained and they come to the territory and then challenge the male, and once they defeat them then they had an opportunity to pass on their genes. uh, Very interesting explanation given when I visited Belvedere, that Indian Forest Service officer, ranger, has given this story, and here also the same setup is happening. So very surprisingly, we have seen some feral horses. These are not really wild horses, but these are semi-wild horses. Ancestors of these horses might have escaped from captivity, or some people who nurtured these horses might have let it go. So they come to the wilderness and then start living in a natural habitat. And we were so glad to see they are thriving over here. There are flocks of horses here, and they all behave like wild horses. There's nobody who is nailing on their farms or cutting their hairs, but still they are very healthy. There's enough food for them over here, and they are living a wild life. And that's what horses are meant to be, not to be carrying people or not to be pulling the carts, isn't it? Very beautiful to see them in the natural habitat. This is the bachelor camp. You see, all these antelopes have horns, right? So they are here playing and then start fighting to gather courage and fighting skills. And once they grow up, when they have enough guts, they go to the territory and challenge the alpha male and take over that pride, if you may call. I don't know what do they call a group of antelopes. In lions, it is pride, and in cats, it's a herd. But in antelopes, what it is called? Comment if you know any new phrases. The water is very salty over here, but this horse is drinking that. I was surprised. But they made some arrangements. They made some water holes then and there so that the wild animals can make use of that. But this guy is drinking from the open water. Maybe it's sand filtered and it's potable. Not sure about it. And this guy had an attitude. See, he is smiling at us. We are getting into some geography of this place. You see, starting from the Chola dynasty, this place has been a significant place. What you're seeing in front of your eyes is a lighthouse which was built by Cholas 1,000 years back. And it was still standing tall, but in the tsunami, it got capsized. And what you have is the remains of that. So, this lighthouse was built with a brick and mortar, and they use firewood to create the flames over here. And the next one is built by British, and in 1890s or so they built this, and it was powered by solar light. And there is a recent lighthouse which was built post independence around 1960s by government of India. And we could see some efforts to protect the mangrove forest over here. This is an aerial view of the entire sanctuary. And the beach here is a clay beach. I mean, it's not a sandy beach like you have in Marina or Besant Nagar. And we had a very good sighting of birds and animals, and we started moving back. And as I said, a little bit longer video, but it is needed just to promote the wildlife and also promote the photographers coming and then clicking this beautiful place. We'll meet in another interesting video like this, and thank you for watching. I hope you like this. And if you have an opportunity to go to Velangani or Nagapattinam, please make a point to visit this tiny wildlife sanctuary.